Cars are changing a whole lot and will continue to do so over the next decade or so. We are moving into a new era of electric cars that are powered up by chargers and batteries rather than petrol or diesel. The bigger brands in the world have been making these new cars for a while now, and Lamborghini are creating a new car for this era. So stay tuned to today's video to hear all about it. First up, the Lamborghini Urus SUV is going to be electric. Lamborghini is one of the biggest car brands in the entire world, and they are finally joining the electric car trend. They have created electric vehicles in the past, but this new one is something special. It's a new four-seater car that is a crossover. It's set to launch all the way in 2028, but it's going to be an incredible vehicle when the public do get their hands on it. The CEO, Stephen Winkelmann, had some choice words to say about this new project and what it means for the brand. Speaking exclusively to Autocar, he said, "When it comes to the first full electric car, it's clear that our approach is clear and prudent. Clear because we say, yes, electrification is part of our future, and prudent because we say it's a completely new car, the fourth model. It's a segment we haven't been in for decades. If we speak about a 2x2 or four-seater, maybe also high from the ground with more ground clearance." Winkelmann's comments suggest Lamborghini's first EV will be similar in its positioning to that of sibling brand Bentley, which will also sit higher from the ground than a conventional saloon or Grand Tourer. There will be more ground clearance than a normal car, that's the idea, but there isn't a clear decision taken so far, and therefore it's a bit early to discuss this in depth. The last two GT Lamborghini cars that were produced are the Urus and the current Urus. It's time for a new car to take over the market that Lamborghini tend to go for. Development on this new car is starting sometime this year, and they hope to show off the car in a few years from now. 2028 is obviously still a ways off, so it's going to take some time for this car to release. But from what we know already, it's looking super promising. Winkelmann said, "It's advancing in the sense that we're deciding this year what type of car this is going to be, and not only volumes, pricing, and body style, but also much more on the content of the car," he said. "If everything goes accordingly, we're going to kick off the project by the end of this year." He went on to talk more about the car, but was very tight-lipped about its features and what the car's technical makeup will consist of. So stay tuned to their socials and websites for more information as they release it on their own schedule. This car should change the market when it releases. We already have so many higher-end electric cars, but this one might just be the best when it launches in 2028. What do you think about this one? Let us know down in the comment section below. It's going to be awesome when it does finally release, but it's going to take a whole lot of time before we see it. Another car is also set to release just after this new one. The second generation of this car is also already planned and should release the year after in 2029 as planned if nothing goes wrong in production and concept. Their new hybrid car is also an option, as it allows people who still want gas cars or don't live in an area full of chargers to still benefit from the new tech and help the environment at the same time. It really seems that Lamborghini is super committed to providing a hybrid and electric car in the near future that fits what everyone wants in these higher-end vehicles. Think of a current four-seater Lamborghini, but much better for the environment and full of all the current tech inside new cars like Teslas, or even some stuff we haven't even seen yet. It's an exciting time to be a supercar fan and a fan of newer technology in general. We have so much on the horizon and it all looks super promising. What do you think about the new technology coming out soon? Let us know down in the comments below. And now onto some other tech news from the past few weeks. So, how are electric cars hoping to gain net zero? As we move into the future of vehicles, more and more people are asking about how clean these new electric cars really are for the environment. It's known that current petrol and diesel cars and vehicles aren't good for the environment at all. In fact, it's been said that in the next 10 or so years, diesel cars will be almost extinct from many roads across the world, and everyone will be close to having electric cars. The huge benefit right now to electric cars is the contribution they make to small towns and cities. They improve the air quality in these areas as less gas is being pumped out into the air and destroying its overall quality. Pure electric cars, of course, produce no emissions whilst driving on the roads, meaning that they don't contribute to the air pollution unlike normal gas vehicles. Despite the product itself not affecting the environment as it uses no gas, the production of said vehicles is what uses so much energy. However, when looking deeper into how these cars are produced compared to other gas cars, the battery is the only thing that affects the environment, and it's a much greener process than an actual gas car. This is because the emissions are created over the car's lifetime, not at the point of production. Though the worst part about production is the creation of the electric car car as it affects the environment, the process is slowly becoming better and better for the environment as technology is advancing for the greater good. It looks like more than a third of the overall CO2 emissions from electric cars come from the actual process of creating the car itself and not from driving it around, unlike other gas-powered vehicles. Another great thing about electric cars is their ability to reuse and recycle older batteries from previous cars. This is something that many companies are of course looking deeper into and trying to make work even better than it does right now. Their goal is that one day we can have a battery in our home that can store our own energy for our own needs. A universal battery for almost everything and anything you will need. What a cool thing to look forward to. Despite electric cars of course being better for the environment, many have questions about fueling the cars and how that affects the environment at all. From what research has been done by the European Energy Agency, carbon emissions from an electric car are at around 17 to 30% lower than a normal diesel or petrol vehicle. This means that this new generation of car and vehicle is going to improve when low-carbon electricity is used to power them. Customers are going to have a better time about it as well, as we are currently seeing in the UK. Of course, electric cars are becoming all the rage, but hybrid cars are still on the roads from a few years ago. These cars use gas when out on open roads and going at a certain speed, whilst they use electricity in small towns and going slow. The car charges itself whilst driving on gas for the electric mode. These cars and vehicles are really cool and are all over the place, just like electric cars are nowadays. You might think that these cars are super environmentally friendly, just like electric cars, and you would be correct, though it does depend on what you are using the car for. Longer journeys will still affect the environment just as a normal car will, but it also powers the lesser journeys, so it softens the blow a little bit in the long run. It's renewable energy at the end of the day. Let us know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. Electric cars are changing the world for the better and are tackling climate change at the same time. And that's the end of today's video. The world is gaining more and more technology with the aims of saving itself. From new electric cars trying to solve the climate change issue to, of course, space travel becoming greener and easier to access. The future is looking bright in the world with all this technology, and it's going to all come to us sooner than we think. The future is already here in some cases, and it's just getting started. Hopefully, you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!